Testing, 1, 2, testing. Testing. Okay, tonight's lesson is more or less a revisit of our past lessons. Hey Mike, how you doing? Mike, did this afternoon help you out somewhat? Paul, how you doing? Where you been, man? Anyway, as I was saying, tonight's like a revisit of the past lessons. Now, I had some requests to do some rudiments, explaining the level system. If we have any questions, please shoot them out. I have a crazy life. You have a crazy past week, Mike. I mean, Paul. Things are hectic, man. You plan on doing something and it never happens. Okay, anyway, what I did this afternoon was explain some rudiments. We were talking about the Buddy Rich book. Now, the Buddy Rich book, I don't really use anymore. It's a good book. There's some really good information in the book. I went through the book a few times with the one particular teacher who studied with Henry Adler, or worked in the Adler building. And as I grew older and grew into understanding technique better, I just kind of put the book aside because it doesn't, the way I was taught anyway, and the way it's presented, to me, it's not, I don't agree with. Okay, we talked about different systems like the Adler system. Are you familiar with this system, Paul? I refer to this as the seesaw. Seesaw, seesaw. Okay? Then they have the molar stroke, which is like this. And to me, I learned that as an arm stroke. Now, it's not, the Adler system. It's not the molar system. It's not the stone system. It's the laws of physics. If you prevent the stick from doing what it's supposed to do, you're going to have a problem. And by you preventing the stick from doing what it's supposed to do, that means that you're fighting the laws of gravity. It's a simple process. Sir Isaac Newton, I guess that's his name, the laws of gravity. For every action, there's an opposite reaction. I throw the stick down, the opposite reaction, the stick immediately comes up. Now you get into the science of it, there's the momentum, the speed of the throwdown, or so on and so forth. But we're not going to deal with that today. I don't agree with anything, it's just the laws of physics. I guess you could say I'm more or less a rebel. And people dislike me because I don't agree. So you know what? Fine. Whatever technique works for you is fine. I'm a firm believer in the laws of gravity and the laws of physics. Okay? The Adler system, there's an illusion with this. That's an illusion. All right? If I'm going like this, if I'm doing single strokes, I'm not going like this, lifting stroke up. That's the illusion. What I'm doing, when I'm doing single strokes, is letting the stick do what it's supposed to do. I throw it down and rebounds. Left stick, I throw it down and rebounds. Okay? Now, I put them together. One is just right after the other. See it? Now, how can I possibly lift it? I have to rebound. Okay, so if I vamp, that's what the vamping is. One of the purposes of the vamp, besides loosening up, that's a half of single stroke roll, 16th notes. Put them together. So on and so forth. Okay, Mike and Paul, you do definitely understand the control strokes or the level system. The full stroke, the downstroke, the tap, and the upstroke. We all understand that. And you understand the reasons why. Now, I'm going to revisit what I did this afternoon, Mike. Now, Paul, have you ever gone through the Buddy Rich book? Paul? Okay. Well, it's an experience, and like I said, it has some good information. And the language way back then when it was written, I don't know exactly what the date was, it's in the book someplace. When I first started, I had to get the Buddy Rich book because I figured, well, if I buy the Buddy Rich book and study out of the Buddy Rich book, eventually I could play like Buddy Rich. Again, I was a kid, not realizing, what a difference. So because of the fact that Buddy Rich's name is on the book, and Henry Adler wrote the book, and whatever financial agreement they had between the both of them, the book was a great seller because Buddy Rich's picture and name was on the book. Okay. Now, the information there's some good musical information in the beginning, with the dynamics, the key signatures, time signatures. So there is some good information there. The first thing he starts with is a 3-stroke rough. And in today's market, I don't even know if it's classified a single 3. But it's a rough, it's 3 strokes. My opinion, or my thing is, I've come from a rudimental school. I was in the drum corps, and it was a great experience. I learned a lot. But in reality, there's only 3 rudiments. There's the single, double, and flam. And any combination of that is considered a hybrid rudiment. For example, if I'm doing, and what happens is, George Lawrence Stone in the stick control book gives you the first 4 lines as the basic rudiment. Singles, right hand lead, singles, left hand lead. Doubles, right hand lead, doubles, left hand lead. Then he hits line 5, which is a combination of 2 singles and a double. That's a hybrid rudiment, technically, but it's a paradiddle. All right, let's go to the 3-stroke rough. The 3-stroke rough I learned like this. Very regimented, very stiff, and I would have to come 1, I'd lift the left stick up, 2, and I hit the accent on 3, 3, 4. Now I was taught to pinch the accent and squeeze, which is totally absurd. You squeeze, you develop tension. It's a no-no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when I play a 3-stroke rough, which is either 2/16 and an 1/8, or 2 grace notes and a quarter, or an 1/8 note and 2/16 tied into the other 1/8 note, that's where, the language of the rudiments needs to be said. It's a 3-stroke rough I want there, or it's a 4-stroke rough I want there. 5-stroke rough or a 5-stroke roll. So on and so forth. Now, the way you should play the 3-stroke rough is starting here. I need to develop 2 sounds here in the 3-stroke rough. Non-accent and accent, and I need to get in position to attack the up-and-coming accent. So here is the starting position for it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm accenting the last stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. But notice my starting position's here, and I maintain 2 sounds, a non-accent and an accent. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We all understand that? Paul, Mike, and whoever else is here? Gentlemen, get into the chat. Okay, the 4-stroke rough. It's now labeled on the Vic Firth rudiment chart, single 4. You know, I learned it as a four-stroke rough. I get very confused when somebody says, now it's a single four. There's not a difference here between old school and new school. How you doing, Ross? Okay, it's a four-stroke rough. They changed the name. I don't know why and who did, and it doesn't really matter. It's four strokes with an accent on the end of it. Okay, the way it's presented in the Buddy Rich book, you're starting it's in a 6/8 note formation, which means 6 beats to a measure. Each eighth note receives one count or one beat. Now, I start here, and the hand that I end with is the hand I will begin with. So that's considered an alternating four-stroke rough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, that's to the lowest denominator here. You know, I'm demonstrating what it is. You need to understand it before you can take it to another zone. It's the four-stroke rough with the accent on the last stroke, and the hand I end with is the hand I begin with. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I end it with the right. The next guy is going to start with the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, do we all understand why I'm lifting that stroke? Yes, no, I need some response, gentlemen. Do we all understand it? Now, I can play that in different formations, but I'm only going to take it down to ground zero here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. That's right, Mike. That's right, Paul. You're getting yourself in the correct position. It's a natural motion to attack the accent effortlessly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right, Ross. All right, we got it. Okay, that's called the four-stroke rough. I guess you could say it's old school because I'm not conforming to the new school, or whatever you want to call it. It's four singles with an accent. On the last stroke, it's labeled single four. The next guy, five-stroke rough, which is now called the single five, and the five-stroke roll. Now, the difference between the single five, aka this five-stroke rough, and the five-stroke roll, one is single strokes and one is double strokes. Now, again, I go back to the slowest denominator, which would be 6/8. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. I'm going to play 5 notes, and I'm resting on the last note, 6. Okay? I'm starting in the downstroke position. And I remember I'm trying to be as consistent as possible. My non-accented notes sound the same, and my accent is continually sounding the same. And I put myself in position without any effort whatsoever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, Mike, if you like, I think if you want to go down, it's tap, tap, up, tap, down. You might want to put that in the book for yourself. And Ross, that's in the Buddy Rich book. Do you have the Buddy Rich book, Mr. Ross? That's 1, 2 taps. Let me put that in there. Tap, tap. Wait a minute. All right, we're on the single five. If you have it in front of you, that's cool. The five-stroke single five would be tap, tap, up, tap, down. Now, that's 5 notes with the accent on the last stroke. That is a natural way to play. It's a natural approach. I'm not fighting the laws of physics. I'm letting the sticks do what they're supposed to do. And I have no tension whatsoever. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Natural. Okay, Mike, you see how I did that there? Now we're going to go to the five-stroke roll. And I tell you the difference between the rough or the single five and the roll. The roll is doubles, and the other one is singles. And again, it's 5 strokes. Okay, so now we have the 5-stroke roll. 2 doubles and a single. Again, there's the combination of the rudiments, the singles and doubles. Now I can't, if I was a conductor writing the drum score for the snare drum, I can't tell him to play 2 rights, 2 lefts, and a left, and a right, as 2 singles, 2 doubles, and a single. He'd get confused, so it's labeled the 5-stroke roll for communication. So the 5-stroke roll, 2 rights, 2 lefts, and a single. And again, I'm in this position because I'm going to get in position to nail the accent on the last stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, what technique is that? Is that Moeller? Is that Adler? Is that Stone? Or is it the laws of physics? The laws of physics. So, see, Stone, Adler, and Moeller are names of people, not technique. You want to label it whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable with, fine, to communicate with other people. It's the laws of physics. Okay? Now the 5-stroke roll again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Simple. All right. Now, like I said, I'm staying on ground zero. And I'm taking these very elementary from the beginning. And this is where, if you're not familiar with this concept or development of the roughs or rolls, this is where you'd like to stay. Because this is where you develop your strength and control. And remember what I say, without control, speed's not going to exist. I can't play a little faster, or if I don't have this going on, I'm reinforcing what's occurring there. So if I want to take it up, and if you see the hands, that's exactly what I'm doing, but at a different tempo. I'm doing this. Simple. Now, I have the original version, and I also have the new edition of the Buddy Rich book by Ted McKenzie, and he did a really nice job. He really did. Ted McKenzie's a good drummer, very good drummer, and a good educator. Excuse me. However, I don't agree with a lot of things, and like I said before, because of the fact that I don't agree, people say, you know, I have an attitude. Oh well, you go figure. The school I come from, old school or new school, 1 + 1 = 2, period. End of case. Now, I covered up to the 5-stroke roll and the 5-stroke rough this afternoon. Now, I have sheets on these, as a matter of fact. I have to organize them, and I'll send them to you, gentlemen. And whoever is not on the list, my mailing list, I can't send them to you. So if you want, get on my mailing list, and I'll send you the PDFs for the 3-stroke rough, 4-stroke rough, 5-stroke rough, 5-stroke roll, and now the 6-stroke roll. Now, it has 6 strokes. It has 2 singles and 4 doubles. But the formation's a little bit different here. I'm going to play this in 4/4. I'm going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now I'm going to start here. 1 is the first accent. So I'm only going to play a quarter note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. narrate the motion so you can see. I don't have, I have the PDF, I didn't send it to anybody, but that's a 6-stroke roll. And it comes in different formations, there's different inversions or whatever. So if I have 1, 1, or, that's an inversion. Some people say, well, that's not a 6-stroke roll. That's 4 16ths and 2 eighths. Well, you know, what do you think a 6-stroke roll is? Whoever said that. But anyway, I will send that PDF within a day or so, gentlemen. And for those who are watching or would like to have the PDF, like I said, email me. Let me put my email in there. Hold on. That's it, okay. That's my email, whoever wants the PDFs. Anyway, I've noticed in the last couple days, the Dario, that's the drum, the Evans drum heads and the ProMark sticks, has his artist putting out a series of videos on the variations of, or the ways to do stick control. And if you come across them, check it out. Some very good information on there. I am putting together some videos of the zillion ways I have to do these, and I'm labeling them as Beyond Control. That's the label, that's the name of my book coming out. Beyond Control, and it'd be like 101, Beyond Control 102, and that would be a drum set application, anything with a 1 in front of it. And then Beyond Control 201 will be a drum set application. Now, that's as far as I'd like to go. I'm not going to go to the 7-stroke roll tonight. I will write all of this out, and we'll have another lesson next week about this. What I want to do, or what I want to do tonight, is ask if there's any questions or anything that you want to go over that we haven't, that you see, you want to check and see if it's okay, or you're not too sure of, or whatever. So shoot, give me some questions, gentlemen, so I can get off the drum pad and get onto the drum set. Gentlemen, ask some questions, please. No questions. Some questions, please. Oh, being that I have the book here, I'm going to promote this a little bit. It's a good book. Ted McKenzie's Buddy Rich Rudimental Drum Set Application. Good book. Some great ideas. It has a DVD. Around the Kit with the Rudiments. Please. Hello? Oh, by the way, Mike, you can check out the site, I believe maybe tomorrow afternoon sometime. Everything will be repaired. There was a glitch in it because there was an update from WordPress and one of the links broke. Buddy Rich book, they talk of stage one bounce. What is stage one bounce? I mean, that's something I don't understand, the actual question. There's only one thing that happens. If I throw the stick down, there's multiple bounces. I'm not doing nothing but just throwing it down, preventing the stick from coming back. Now if I want, I pull the stick in when I rebound. Look at my fingers in the back. Well, I stroke, that's an unbounce. I stroke, it's a bounce. It's a stroke and a bounce. My hand's controlling that rebound. If you're looking to get double strokes, if that's what you want. Sorry. Is that what you're looking for, Mike? You're looking to get double strokes? Crazy trying to figure that out myself. Nobody ever explained it to me. And I came to it because I relaxed and let the stick rebound off the drum. Okay, and by letting it rebound, I controlled it. Is that your only question, Mike? The stroke, the one bounce is called bounce and non-bounce. Here's a non-bounce. It's a downstroke or a tap. Now, I can let it rebound and let it twice or three times. Or twice. It's like a shuffle we did the other day. One. Does that answer your question, Mr. Mike? Paul, you're quiet. What's up? Ross, you're quiet. How you making out with the jazz patterns, Paul? It's a tap, it's a stroke, and a tap, a rebound. You gotta practice that. You gotta feel it. Working on the combination. Triple. One. The end of the triplet. Well, I don't have the book. Which one is that? There it is. Number 18 and 19 from Time Functions. Okay, Jazz Patterns, where'd you go? Hmm. 18 and 19. All right. Let's do 18. I just take 18. I don't play all three of them at one time there. I'm just doing, we're out of the Time Functions pattern book, number 26, page 26, 18. The first one, it's one figure with a repeat, repeat, repeat. I take it as a 4/4 element. The second pattern, which is all right. What if you remember, Paul, I gave an exercise, a hand exercise, from the stick control book. I gave a formula. R is equal to right, left, right. L equals left, right, left. I accent the first note of the triplet. So if I have, for example, line 3, there's 2 rights and 2 lefts. I'd have left, left, right, right, Now what I do with that, that's a one surface exercise. The next move with that would be beyond control 2/0, whatever that's going to be. I play the jazz card. I'll play a line down between my bass drum and my snare drum. Left. Line 3. Through that, with that formula, with a drum set application, you open up Mr. Gary Shafee's book. That's it. Open this up. Yeah, there's a lot that's going to give you trouble because there's a lot of difficulty there. But that's one, not a prerequisite, but a good background to hit those triplets. I hit the triplets any way I feel. I'm not being musical, I'm being mathematical. I'll play the first 2 triplets. Play triple measure time, then play. All right, I'll tell you what. Do you have? The second one. It's just, the second one is actually left, right, left. Is that the one you're talking about, Paul? Is that the one you're talking about? All right. That's not an easy one. But that's what the element of the formulas are for. That's part of line 3, between the bass drum and the snare. Of course it does, at first, but it'll fall. The slower you play it, that's where you need the concentration. My mind is totally on that, nothing else. But it takes time, man. It's not like, wouldn't it be great if you just tried it one time and that's it, and you got it going on? It's not a miracle worker, man. It's practice, practice, practice. But stay with it. You'll get it. You have the Jimmy Chapin book, Advanced Techniques for the Modern Drummer. If you remember, we did, and this is for everybody. Okay, good. We'll take some excerpts out of there. Not right now, because the book's someplace over there. If you remember the exercise I gave, to interpret the stick control book with triplet fill-ins? The triplet fill-ins? I look at line 3, line 1 rather, 1 and 2. You remember that, Paul? Okay. How about you, Ross? Mike? Line 2. work with them, Mr. Paul, then this becomes easier. That's what you need to do. Slow though. I mean, I didn't just pick up the sticks and play. I mean, it was torturous for me and a ton of concentration, like you said. It takes time, it takes a tremendous amount of work, and absolutely be consistent. Okay, so we got questions from Paul, we got questions from Mike. Russ, you're next. Any questions? Anything you'd like me to go over that you might want to reassure yourself that it's correct, or it's what I asked you to do? Russ, you there? Mike, you still there? And there's a couple other people I wish they'd get into the chat. Okay, good for you. Any questions, Mike? Russ is the quiet type. Russ, come on. Ask a question. This is my right. If I freeze, reload. There you go. Okay, Russ, ask a question, please. All right, no questions? Mike, you have any more questions? Stroke and rebound. There's a video going around like, this is the rebound. Let it go back. That's retarded. I'm sorry, ridiculous. A triplet stroke roll. There's, we mean 3 strokes in each hand. They call it, whatever, it gets confusing. A 3-stroke, it's 3 strokes or a triplet. 1. Brian. Right. What is that? Oh, the 3. As you get up, that's part of the buzz. When I'm playing it at a tempo like that, I'm counting to myself triplets. 1, 2, 3. Stroking and getting 2 rebounds. That's a stick, I control the stick. That really tightens your hands up though, wow. Life of Brian, how are you? And welcome. Is this your first time here? And what is your first name? Get a better sound. Yes, you. Right. Okay. Rough, 3-stroke roll, triplet roll. Triplet roll, the difference is we're not doing 3 strokes. You can call that a triplet roll or 3-stroke roll or whatever you want to call it. It's just 3 rights and 3 lefts in whatever formation you'd like. I could do that in 16s. And for each count, I'm tripling. A triplet roll, for example, if I'm doing triplets, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm doubling each stroke. 1, 2, Okay? We got that mic. The drums sound okay, gentlemen? We can hear everything? The triple roll mic is one. I'm doing triplet. Do the drums sound okay? The toms, the bass drum. Well, that's part of the buzz roll. See, sometimes it was referred to, I don't know if anybody here knows of or remembers Samuel Lano. He's a legendary drum teacher in New York City. He passed away a few years back. Nice guy, and I met him several times. And you say hello, be nice to him, he follows you around. Look under DWs. Okay, wait a minute. He follows you around and doesn't let you go, and he stumps you too. He asks you questions. Nice guy, man. Really nice guy. He had a book called The Buzz Roll. Now, sometimes it was referred to as a scratch roll, a buzz roll, or a press roll. And now it's a closed roll, or whatever you want to call it. What it is, you say 3 strokes for the buzz. I just usually hit closer to the rim, as you see my stick. I get that's 3 strokes. I really don't get into the buzz or the scratch or the buzz, press roll. In the Army band, when we used to play the Star Spangled Banner, I used to hate that, man. Every day. Samuel Lano was legendary. Good guy. Good guy. Towards the end, though, with that beard, he kind of looked like the devil, man, but very knowledgeable with drumming. Very knowledgeable. And he has a long list of students that he has that are very great drummers these days now. Okay. Not going to be back until Monday, but Monday I'm going to be on my site. Monday's the month of July, so there's not going to be any more free lessons for quite some time. So it has to be a paid-for site. Monday at 1 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know, when's the 4th of July? Is that Tuesday? The 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th? Yeah. Wednesday I'll be doing a lesson, 1 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. On my site. Now we're having some issues with the WordPress because they updated something and registration is not working correctly, and it's being worked on right now, and it will be up and running by tomorrow afternoon sometime, hopefully. Okay, with that being said, is there any questions, gentlemen? If not, I'm going to close it up, and you guys have a great night. I like these kind of open lessons where there's no agenda, and we're kind of working on things that, you know, what is this? What is that? Oh, message retracted. You too, Mike. I guess when you enter this chat too quick, what happens is they'll stop you from chatting for a minute, and they'll allow you. Oh, is that you, man? Ryan, you fooled me, man. We happen to have a really good drummer here. That's Brian. Brian comes to see me every 2 weeks and works me to death. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, Brian. Brian and Ross and Mike and Paul. We don't have the 2 Mikes, and we don't have the Dan, and we don't have the Davids and all our guys here. Thank you, gentlemen. See everybody Monday, 1 p.m. or 8:30 p.m. on my site. I will try to send these PDFs with the 3-stroke rough, the 4-stroke rough, the 5-stroke rough, 5-stroke roll, 6-stroke roll, and 7s and 9s and whatever. And then we'll go over them. Okay? Gentlemen, have a good weekend. See everybody Monday. Ciao.